website right now and download my free course on alternate picking mastery. It contains 5 essential exercises that will take you to alternate picking mastery faster than you can imagine. And then I've included my method of how to lay out a practice plan in just 1 to 2 minutes that will absolutely boost your results like nothing you ever tried before. So go download it right now. It's free. Hey, why should you learn arpeggios? Why learn multiple scales and have all kinds of tools when you solo? Why not just stick with your old pentatonic scale? What's wrong with that? But there's nothing wrong with it. But most people think they have to learn everything. We have to come to a point where I know all the tools, all the scales, the arpeggios, and I can use anything. And then that becomes like a huge amount to learn, so we stay with the pentatonic scale. But what it's really about, when I learned the pentatonic scale, I thought it was a matter of knowing what notes I could use, because my dad, he sat me down at the piano, and he played some kind of, chords, whatever, in the bottom there, and he told me to play all the black keys and that's the pentatonic scale, the black keys there. And I could just randomly, play anything, and it would sound good. So that was my first point of view when I came to the guitar. I said, okay, what notes can I learn that will sound good over this chord progression? And then I learned the pentatonic scale. But then I didn't get that, adding, playing the diatonic scale, the minor major scale on top of that gives you more options of sound. It sounds in a different way. And if you start, using arpeggio, then you have a totally new way of pushing, you can play pentatonic stuff. If you have like an A minor in the background, you have that pentatonic bluesy sound. But then you can add the C major 7th arpeggio. Alright, so let me just mix that. Right? So alright, or if I just take the C major scale or the A minor scale, same thing, let me do another arpeggio. Let's we have the A minor here, so let me focus on the A minor. Let me add the 9th, so I have an A minor with the added 9th on it. Right? C major 7th thing. So running out of licks, or the feeling of running out of material to play, is often a result of not having tools enough. It's not that you don't know licks enough, it's that you don't have any new sounds to move into. You have nothing to inspire yourself when you play because you don't have these tools down. So I never actually use one scale. I have all the tools placed on top of each other in my mind, and when I look at the fretboard, so I might have I have the pentatonic scale with the A minor scale on top of it, and a C major 7th arpeggio, excuse me, and the A minor arpeggio, and the blues scale, right? And I have some and I have some chromatic tools as well. So there's all kinds of stuff you can do on top of that A minor pentatonic, because that's still the bass, basically, underneath it all. So I warmly recommend that you do anything you can to learn new tools. And here's how to do it. If you look at the vast space of stuff you can learn, pentatonic, shapes and arpeggio shapes and theoretical concepts about how to play arpeggios on top of what chords and, all of these things. It looks like, but just take one thing at a time. Just add to your vocabulary one word at a time. Like if you were speaking, right? You learn one word at a time. And the same thing goes here. Add the minor scale on top of the first position blues scale shape or minor pentatonic shape. Start using these tools together. And then add one arpeggio shape and get really comfortable with that. Let's say you just practiced one new shape a week or every other week. You added one new shape to another shape, something on top of what you know already, something on top of the minor pentatonic scale, if that's what you know. Then you add a little shape right here. You add an arpeggio that you can go into. Right. So you just add that, you stick that on there. You really like this pentatonic shape? Perhaps, right? And you stick on an A minor, in the case of A minor 7th arpeggio. Then you play around with it, and you really embed it. You take it and you embed it into what you know already. You're so familiar with that minor pentatonic, and you can take that new tool just on 3 strings and just hammer it in. Play it over and over and over again. Play around with it. Put on a jam track in the background. Play with it. Improvise with it until it becomes second nature. And then, bam, you've locked it in. You have a new little thing, a new little tool that you can use over all minor tracks or blues tracks. And then you add another and add another. And in that way, it becomes a new thing you can do all the time. Instead of having this huge amount of stuff you have to learn, it becomes like a new gift you give yourself. Like adding that C major 7th arpeggio to the, you add another thing. And then when you play with the guys the next time, you can do another thing. You can inspire yourself even more. So in this way, it becomes pleasurable. That there's a never-ending resource of new stuff you can learn, of new tools and new colors you can add to your playing. If you take a little thing and embed it into your playing, and don't take on more than you can embed in a week or two, right? Don't take, I have to learn all the freaking shapes of the C major arpeggio across every single one of the 5 cage shapes of the minor pentatonic. That's my project. Okay, let's move in. Don't, that's why we fail all the time. Take one shape. If you know the minor pentatonic shapes, then take one of the minor pentatonic shapes, just, number 2, for instance, and then add that C major 7th arpeggio, right? Just there, and really embed it thoroughly so you cannot not remember it. You cannot not play it. You cannot help yourself of using that tool when you play. That's the way to get a real result. And then you can have fun, practicing and playing with that. And then you're ready for the next thing, right? Instead of carving out this huge project that will, So that's the way to do it. And then you can add and add and add. I still add to my playing, and I love it. It's an absolute process of joy, and you'll never get to the end of it anyway, so don't think you will. You might as well do and follow this little recipe here.
Subscribe for more free videos. Do it. Do it now. Do it.